Hey everyone, welcome back to Jam Radio, baby. It is currently Tuesday, the 20th of May at 8:21 p.m. I work tomorrow morning, but here we are. What you just heard was the lovely Shins, So Say I, off their albums Shoots Too Narrow from 2003. Quickly, I love the Shins. If you don't know the Shins, you should listen to more of their stuff because they are amazing. It's really just one guy, actually, who I don't know his actual name. I just researched. I'll come back with that. I'll come back with his name. Next little chat time, I'll have his name. But he's one half of Broken Bells, Danger Mouse. If you know me, you know that I love Danger Mouse. He's a super producer. I'll talk about more of him later on. Anyway, thanks everyone. I just want to say thank you for the lovely reception on Jam Radio episode 1. Big shout out to Jack for promoting it on his X. You can follow him at Jack992S. And Jack has said some lovely words about me and my content and the episode. So if you want to check out what he said and anything else that he posts, you can follow him on X at Jack992S. Also got to say, massive shout out to the one and only lovely Fee for leaving a lovely comment on the first episode. It was very sweet. Always doing the great work, always promoting the Jam Fam, always saying howdy, always being great. So shout out. Whoop! I don't know if you heard that, but a drum just fell. I have a little drum kit that I throw around on stream sometimes, and that just fell. So if you heard that, good job. If you didn't, I sound insane. Anyway, I just want to say thank you. We back, baby. Let's go. We're gonna go straight into the second song. I'm just gonna fade away now. I don't know what I'm talking about. I think the song's already playing. I don't know what's going on. All right.
To
James Mercer is his name, the singer of the Shins. It turns out it's not just one guy, it is four. Okay, that is whoopsie daisy. What you just heard was the Cardigans, Never Recover, from the album First Band on the Moon in 1996, 1 year before little old Jay was born. I played that song specifically from the album because there is another song that you would probably know. But everyone knows that. So I played something different. I listened to the album top to bottom recently, and it has been an absolute banger. It's been a beautiful time. So if you got time, listen to a lovely album, give that a shot. Funny thing about the Cardigans real quick. I follow them on Instagram, as I do with a lot of other bands, and they posted a photo of themselves as AI Studio Ghibli. And if you don't know about that, Studio Ghibli is an animation company from, correct me, early or late 90s, I think. Correct me on that. You anime lovers, please let me know. But their art style was renowned for being very difficult to kind of recreate because they took so much time and effort in their animations, and AI got a hold of that and started ruining it. So basically you could use their lovely art style and in 2 seconds have your own art, of whatever it was. And someone did a nice little photo of the Cardigans in Studio Ghibli. So they posted it on their Instagram, and they got yelled at by their audience and Studio Ghibli fans because they're posting, "How dare you post this art? This is not Studio Ghibli. I know Studio Ghibli. This is not it, mate." And but like the Cardigans are quite old. I think they're in their 50s. I don't know. And so or maybe late 40s, but still, we're not hip to it. You know what I'm saying? So they removed it, and then they made a little apology post, and that was just funny because they really didn't mean it. And I think people get too worked up over stuff like that. It doesn't matter that the band posted a photo of Studio Ghibli. We all know it wasn't the actual artist from Studio Ghibli. You know what I mean? Anyway. We're going to continue on. After that song, after Love the Cardigans, you heard Santi Gold. You'll Find a Way. I'm going to say that Santi Gold. Santi Gold. Santi Gold. Anyway, self-titled release from 2008. They're a very interesting band because they've done songs with Tyler, the Creator, A$AP Rock, and Mark Ronson. He's like a super producer, basically. Second time I've used the term super duper producer. That's what I'm going to call it now. That's the second time I've used it in this episode. I'm only in my second section, so here we are. But yeah, Santi Gold, a very interesting band. I thought they had a song with Gorillaz, but I did some research and it didn't. So maybe that's just something that might happen sooner or later. Maybe I'm thinking in the future. Maybe. I don't know. We're going to continue on. Let's keep going. You know what I like to do? When I need to relax, I just got to hop in my car and drive. And that's what I'm going to do right about now.
Cheer me up, yeah you do. I get nervous when I speak about you. And I know you don't believe me, but believe me, I'm very intentional dreaming of you. Fire me up, yeah you do. You know in dark years I'll be on my way out too. I know you got your happy ever after respect and virtues. So it's nothing that I could pursue. Yeah, your smile is a whole afternoon. Well, I know the world is
took off in the dead of night. But before you did, got your hair combed right. Yeah. The neighborhood watch knows the score. And they're knocking at your door. Let them knock some more. They're saying you need a little protection. But following the leader, gonna turn you off the religion. It's calming down, the heart is cut. World wars in your mind. Long day and night, the heart is cut. We live for the night. Here it come now, here it come now. Here it is, the heart is cut. I took off in the dead of night. But before I did, got my affairs in order and my boots on. The hallelujah quite needs a score. And they're knocking at my door. Let them knock some more. They'll say I need a little direction. But following the leader, gonna turn me off the religion. It's calming down, the heart is cut. World wars in my mind. Long day and night, the heart is cut. We live for the life. Here it come now, here it come now. Here it is, the heart is cut. It's calming down, the heart is cut. World wars in my mind. Long day and night, the heart is cut. Who's taking the night? Here it come now, here it come now. Here it is, the heart is cut.
Oh, what you just heard was Petrol Fumes by the one and only Billy No Mates. That's a great name for a band or an artist. I've done some research on them. I think it's a she. I don't want to misgender here, but I think it's a she. And it's her first single. Her first single was in 2020, and this released in 2021. Recording this in 2025, so been around for 5 years now. Hasn't released that much, but that song was very interesting, and I've heard some of their other stuff, and it's been interesting. But it's a lot of singles, not many albums. So we'll see what's going on there. I guess that is more like the era we're living in now in music, right? Where it's just a lot more single based than it is albums. Back in my day, we used to have fully albums. You have to listen to a CD, mate. Back in my day, back in 2006. Which I think we were past CDs at that time, were we? Oh, can't even remember. Anyway, hey. The second song you heard was Spoon, The Hardest Cut. That was from Lucifer on the Sofa, the 2022 release. Spoon, I feel, get better with every release. I love Lucifer on the Sofa. I think it was a great album. It was their 10th studio album. Spoon have had some hits prior to that, but that album was kind of my favorite, the Lucifer on the Sofa. Also, the lovely E-Double used one of his songs, as you'll hear right here.
Things fade every time you switch days with your back against the wall. No balls, no pay.
He sampled it pretty well, and that's what got me into Spoon to start with. So shout out E-Double. You'll be hearing more about E-Double in the future episodes. Anyway, so we're going to keep on going ahead with the next song. I don't know what else to say. We're going to just take it away right now.
What goes on in your mind? I think that
You are now listening to Jam Radio. Don't touch that dial. Sit back, relax, and get ready for our next bop.
It really wasn't a good time. It was so hard to hear you say you love. You're sitting down on my sofa, and my feet are stuck to the floor. I sit at a distance. You say you want my cross. We danced and then we kissed down. You said that I was the one. You just fucked it up. Yeah, you just fucked it up. You just fucked it up, and now you can't take it back. You just fucked it up. I don't know what is wrong. I'd rather just be all alone. Ooh, on my It's never really a good time. It's hard to tell you I'm not in love. It ain't me, baby, and maybe that is our song. Don't say I didn't want you. You know I don't belong. I just fucked it up. Yeah, I just fucked it up. I just fucked it up, and now I can't take it back. I just fucked it up. I don't know what is wrong. I'd rather just be alone. Do it on my
Okay, let's talk about how good the Velvet Underground, right? The self-titled release in 1969, I think is very underrated. That song, what you heard, was What Goes On. And what I like about this album is that it's their third studio album, and it's called self-titled. It's called the Velvet Underground, which I really like. Usually bands start with their basic one, you know, it's their first album is the self-titled, and I like that. Lovely Chili Peppers have done that. I think, did Foo Fighters do that? No, I don't think they did, but I'm sure there's other bands that did that, right? But the guts to go like, nah, make it our third studio album. Besides the point, the Velvet Underground are a very interesting band. They were put together by Andy Warhol or something along those lines. He did the artwork for the first album. Look, I need to do more research on the Velvet Underground because they are very interesting. But I didn't really know. Here's a little factoid at the end. It was Lou Reed actually recorded most of the albums of the Velvet Underground. See, I didn't know too much about them. I'd never put together that Lou Reed was the actual singer. So that makes a lot of sense around the same time frame. But I thought he was known for a lot more of his individual stuff, as like maybe this song. But no, it was the Velvet Underground. So shout out to Lou Reed, shout out to the Velvet Underground. And also, let's get on to Heinz. That was the next song you heard after that. That song was called On My Own, from Viva Heinz 2024. Now, this band this is their first album they released. I was following them when they were releasing singles for their album because they did a song with Beck, which was brilliant, but I wanted to play something different because I know that's one of their bigger songs, and I wanted to shout out this song specifically because I just love it. It's the one that resonated with me the most, so hopefully it's something that you resonate with. Heinz is actually Spanish, and they were originally called Deers, which I found funny because one of my favorite bands is called Geese, and you'll hear about Geese sooner or later, but it's just very funny that I could have had two bands I liked called Deers and Geese. See, this is where I screw myself up because I've written down in my notes, Spanish was originally called deer. English word for Germanic origin that means does or female deers. So if anyone wants to decipher what I was typing, I think that they're Spanish, but the name must be in German. Anyway, any of my German friends listening to this, can you please quote me on that and make sure I'm not just talking mad trash, please? Anyway, besides the point, Heinz are a duo, and they're both lovely, and the whole album they released, once again, was brilliant. And I'm very interested in what they have left to do, because I think they're just starting their career. So we'll see what happens there. All right, so the next song is Jixtape's Choice of the Week. That's what I'm going to do from now on. Jixtape's Choice of the Week, mate. If you don't know what the Jixtape is, it was what my lovely Jam fam, hello everybody, hello Jam fam, you're all lovely, made for me a couple months ago on my lovely little Twitch. So there's a little thank you for everything, which was very sweet, and I love that playlist a lot. And this is the second week we're doing it. We're going to do it for until forever. We're going to be doing it for a while, is what I'm trying to say. This song is by Lemons, which is a great band name, and I looked on their bio, and this is what it says. Yes, lemons are a fruit. However, Lemons is a Memphis-based indie rock band. So hell yeah. So this is... I just love it when they just they don't take it too seriously, they have a bit of fun with it, which is always nice to see. So this is a single from 2021. This is Lemons, Unaware.
Just maybe the only thing that kept me from growing was you. Everything about us was draining. I gave what you take me. Seemed by quite alright without you. Don't call me at 3 in the morning. Afternoon or night, I'm ignoring. You say honestly, I can't tell you cry in the night without me. No, I'm the one you hold on to. You're just way too unaware. I don't care about you anymore. You're just way too unaware. You're just way too unaware. I don't care about you anymore. Read my lips, I'm over you. Over you. Say you still looks from me lately. Our eyes meet when I daydream. Don't you know you're just blocking my view? How can you not feel my detachment? Don't respond to be polite when our paths hit. Listen up, you look like a mess. I'll address this. You're waiting and waiting to lose. You're just way too unaware. I don't care about you anymore. You're just way too unaware. You're just way too unaware. I don't care
understand. Ocean man, the voyage to the corner of the globe is a real trip. Ocean man, the crust of a tan man and by the sand, soaking up the thirst of the land. Ocean man, can you see through the wonder of amazement at the open man? Ocean man, the crust is elusive and it casts forth to the childlike man. Ocean man, the sequence of a life form embraced in the sand, soaking up the thirst of the land. Ocean man.
All right, what you just heard was Ween's Ocean Man. And let me tell you about bloody Ocean Man, mate. Oh my God. First off, it's a song that created SpongeBob. The creators of SpongeBob heard this song from Ween and was like, this is the greatest thing ever. Let's make a show. I don't know how much it actually had in the creation of it. I'm just going to say it had a massive effect because that's a better story. Also, on a personal note, this song means a lot to me because I was in New Zealand with a couple of my good friends and we were on kayaks and my buddy had a speaker playing Ocean Man. And the three of us were just in kayaks and just hanging out in New Zealand and beautiful mountains around us. So listening to Ocean Man. And it's got to be one of the most relaxing moments probably of my life. So thank you to my friends that were there. And thank you for listening this far in the episode. We got one more song for you. We're going to end on a good note. We got Paul McCartney and Dominic Fike. Which is this crazy duo. Shout out to Paul McCartney for still doing crazy stuff. He's not my favorite Beatle, but he's a bloody great artist. That's for sure. So Paul McCartney released this album in 2021 called Three Imagined. Look, I don't know. I'm not going to say I'm a big Paul McCartney solo act fan. I don't know too much about his stuff, but this album stuck out because it has songs with, all I want to say about album, get this, Beck, Damon Albarn from Gorillaz, Anderson .Paak from Silk Sonic, Joshua Homme from Queens of the Stone Age, and the one and only Saint Vincent, along with this song that you're going to hear with Dominic Fike. I adore this song. It came up on my Spotify somewhat recently. It made me remember how much I appreciate and love this song. So I'm going to leave it there. You guys have a lovely time. Thank you so much for listening to Jam Radio episode 2. We're back, baby. We're having a great old time. And you have a lovely day, night, evening, whatever you're doing. Stay safe, stay lovely, and I'll see you next time.
The kiss of Venus has got me on the go. She scored a bullseye in the early morning glow. Then I asked her, have you read the paper? Okay, people talking about which side they're taking. And if you know them, baby, what's your take on it? Does it make you wanna leave? 'Cause I could look the other way for you. The kiss of Venus has got me on the go. Scored a bullseye in the early morning glow. Reflecting mountains in a lake. Is this too much to take? Asleep or wide awake? And if the world begins to shake, will something have to break? Or will we stay awake? Have you read the paper? People talking without no education. Yeah, look, go to college, go find your major, realize you minor in the scheme of everything. The kiss of Venus has got me on the go. Scored a bullseye in the early morning glow.
Well, the kiss of Venus has got me